Mod jobs were once the hotcakes of Web3 jobs, but now no project is ready to hire a moderator. From being the easiest entry-level job in the Web3 job space, with payment of about $200 per week, to being the most rejected role, here's why it's so difficult to land a mod role today and how you can use this to your advantage. As of 2020 to 2021, Web3 moderators get paid about $200 per week based on the roles and tasks they are performing in the community. But then, is there a difference in what moderators do before from what moderators do now? Absolutely not. In fact, there's more information about what a moderator should do now more than before. Crypto Job List currently records over 8,000 community moderators profile. Now do the maths. 8,000 people applying for a community moderation role in Crypto Job List, and there are tens of thousands outside Crypto Job List. Yet some projects do not even have an audience up to even half the amount of moderators on Crypto Job List. This means that if these projects post a vacancy that they need a moderator on Crypto Job List, they will be getting applications from moderators that are 2 times the amount of audience they have in their community. The situation is dire already, but if you thought that's all you're battling with, I'm sorry, but here's where it gets even darker. Founders of projects now take up moderation roles themselves. Here's a founder and co-founder of 2 projects who is a moderator in this other project. This means that if by chance you enter his community with the aim of pitching for a mod role, you're most likely to be ignored. So, how can you use this to your advantage and land yourself a job even as a mod? Well, it's simple. Don't pitch as a mod, pitch a solution instead. Now I'm going to show you a personal example of how I did this and how you can do the same. I got into this community and realized that the audience are complaining about the lack of communication as regards the result of a contest. That means they recently had a contest and the members or the audience are already complaining because the project team are not communicating effectively regarding the result of the contest. Now, if my approach was to go to the ticket to say that I'm a mod and I can do this and this and that, I would have been rejected or kicked out. But then what was my approach? Instead of trying to talk about what I am or what I can do or how I've done this or done that, what I basically did was pitch a solution to the issue on ground. Like, I talked about the issue of lack of communication, and I based my pitch on that issue, on that particular issue. I didn't deviate from that. That's how you pitch a solution rather than pitching as a mod. Instead of pitching for a role, pitch a solution to an issue in the community. Now, let me repeat myself again. If I had entered the community and gone to the tickets channel to talk about the fact that I am a mod, or maybe I have a particular role and I can do this, do that for the community, I will be ignored because this is something most of these founders are already familiar with. People coming in to promise this, to promise that they did this, that they did that. They are not sold out on those kind of pitch anymore. Now, maybe before they might have been sold out with that kind of pitch, but not anymore. Now, the reason why it has worked before is simply because most of these devs or project owners, they don't know better. But now they are getting to know better because they've had the experience of hiring mods or people who pitch to offer some services, but they didn't deliver. So they are getting to know better, and most of these roles, they will see themselves that they can do it themselves. Which is why the best approach is to actually pitch a solution to an issue in the community. Because at the end of the day, even if you don't get to land the job, you would be able to engage in a meaningful discussion with the dev or the project owner, and you'll be able to create that connection so that in case of next time, they can always come over to you to seek your help in other areas. So those connections should not just end in the DM. You can decide to connect even by collecting their Twitter handle or anything like that, to just make sure you're following up with the progress of the project and everything. And if by doing so you are keeping yourself around the project while not limiting yourself to that project. So in cases where you find an opportunity that you can come in, you already have that access, so you can always just go back because of that access and communicate with the dev of the project owners. And that's how connections are built in the Web3 space. So now let's go back to what we're talking about. Now that you've gotten the attention of the dev and you guys have discussed, how do you now turn this attention into a negotiation to land a paid role? This is where your offer comes in. This is how you can pique the interest of the dev or the project owner to be like, wow, how can you help us achieve that? Your offer has to be able to create that wow feeling in the mind of the dev or the project owners, because without that it will be difficult for you to be able to negotiate and land a paid role. So if what you're offering, if the skills you're offering, if the activities or the perks of the skills you're offering do not create that wow feeling in the mind of the dev or the mind of the project owners, you'll find it so difficult landing that paid role. But if you're able to achieve that wow feeling, it automatically gets the dev to ask you to name your price on what you're offering. Now you have to work on being able to craft good offers for different projects, because trust me, once you're able to do that, you'll be able to move from someone who is being ignored by devs and project owners to someone who is landing jobs easily. But then to further make this easier, I've explained how you can craft good offers plus how you can influence for projects even with low followers on X. The details of how you can create this offer, this kind of offer that creates a wow feeling in the mind of the dev, is what I have explained in the pitch right guide. Now, the pitch right guide is actually a paid course, but it's cheap enough for you to be able to afford it. And the reason why it's paid is so you implement the information you get in the guide. So if you are interested to learn more about what the pitch right guide is all about, click on the link in the description of this video and you'd have a very detailed information about the pitch right guide. You can also connect with me through that link.